Greetings, my esteemed chaps and chapasses. Anil Sabrai, and I'm the Globewood Critic. And welcome to a new segment called Bollywood Honest Reviews. For this part of the show, I give my honest opinion on well-known Bollywood films, either chosen by myself or the viewers, that's you. And instead of a comparison, I'll be breaking the film subjects down to plot, cast and characters, favourite song, favourite scene, and giving my initial rating out of 5 stars. And, spoiler alert, there are spoilers ahead, so unless you've not seen the film, you may want to stop. It's your choice. And no new theme could come without a change of attire, and I'm not talking about different coloured shirts, and... Oops, speaking of which... That's better. White for Bollywood. And that's not all. New shades and new jacket. Okay, some of you may be wondering, is this all necessary? Well, you'll find out soon enough. Anyway, back to the review. And for my first honest review, it's a viewer's choice. And we're better than to start off with Karan Johar's directional debut, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. This classic tearjerker has had audiences laughing, dancing and crying with its intense story, characters, thrills and songs, all of which have remained memorable throughout the past decade since its release in 1998. But there were a few things that I found really intriguing when I watched it not long ago, which I'll address to you all as we begin off with the plot. The film begins off with Rahul Khanna, played by Shah Rukh Khan, witnessed the cremation of his deceased wife, Tina Malhotra, played by Rani Mukherjee, who died in childbirth. 8 years later, Rahul's daughter, Anjali, played by Sana Saeed, on her 8th birthday reads a final letter that her deceased mother left behind. We are then taken back 9 years ago to Rahul's college days, where we are introduced to his best friend, Anjali Sharma, played by Kajol, both of whom have remained exceptionally close since they first met. However, unknown to Rahul, Anjali has begun to show signs of love and affection towards him. But when Tina arrives into their college, Rahul instantly falls in love with her, unknowingly breaking Anjali's heart in the process. Anjali then decides to go back home to her family to allow Rahul and Tina to get together. However, Tina notices the signs of love from Anjali's perspective and begins to feel guilty that she's come between two people who are destined to be together. We are then taken back to the present with little Anjali in tears after hearing the story, and that she is told by her deceased mother to fulfill her last wish, which is to reunite her father and Anjali. However, no Bollywood romance is complete without a shock twist or complication. And that complication is that Anjali is engaged to Aman Mehra, played by Salman Khan, and she's become more feminine, completely opposite from her tomboyish persona. Now it's up to little Anjali to find a solution to this problem and unite the two destined lovers. Cast and characters. First of all, can I say kudos to both the casting director and Karan Johar for its choice of supporting characters with its all-star cast, all of whom perform their roles exceptionally well, adding a mix of serious and comedic moments. Big names such as Farida Jalal as Rahul's mother, Reema Lagoo as Anjali's mother, Anupam Kher as Tina's father and college principal, Himani Shivpuri as Anjali's guardian and hostel housekeeper, Archana Puran Singh as vice principal Miss Braganza, and of course Johnny Lever as camp warden Mr. Almeida. Now we come to the main cast members, and let's begin off with Rani Mukherjee and guest star Salman Khan. What I love about these two characters, Aman and Tina, is that unlike some characters who are portrayed as initial rivals in love triangle films, they both explore the emotion of sympathy during the moments when they realise the two main leads are destined to be one, and they've somewhat intervened between them. However, there's a different approach in how they deal with it. Tina deals with her intervention by agreeing to reciprocate Rahul's feelings towards her and marries him in order not to break his heart, whereas Aman deals with his by letting Anjali go and reunite with her first love, while still believing that in the near future he'll find true love himself. Both characters add their own wave of sophistication, thrills and emotions, and giving the story a greater impact. Now we have Little Anjali, played by Sana Saeed. There are not many words I can describe her performance, but if I can sum it up in 2 words, then it would be completely original. Dealing with many mixed emotions in various different circumstances, such as dealing with her mother's death and final wish, doing things for her father, and trying alternate methods of faith to ensure her task is complete. Now we have Rahul and Anjali. Now if I have to choose one of these 2 characters as to who is my favourite, it will have to be hands down Anjali Sharma, played by Kajol. Don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed the role Shah Rukh Khan did as Rahul Khanna, as he had his fair share of funny and intense moments. I particularly enjoyed the moments he had with little Anjali, showing his devotion as a father. However, it's his feelings that are portrayed that change him as a character, especially during the moments when he sees Anjali again at the summer camp. And of course the sudden realization that he could lose the love of his life. Kajol's role as Anjali, for me, was my complete favourite out of the characters, as she's the one who has to go through various character changes both physically and mentally, such as her transition from being a flamboyant tomboy to a mature and sophisticated feminine woman, and often displaying some motherly affection towards little Anjali. Plus she's the one who experiences the most ups and downs of falling in love, and has undertook various emotions such as realization, abandonment, heartache, guilt, rejection, and relief. And for that, she remains my favourite character. Favourite song? This film has many memorable and enjoyable songs, all of which have had audiences dance and sing to them in various different celebrations and functions. But if I have to pick a favourite song, it will have to be... I know what most of you are going to say. Why this one? Well, as it turns out, the lyrics to this song tells the setting and scene, along with expressing the true thoughts of the characters to the audience. Plus the emotions again are also explored, but through use of facial expressions, such as Anjali's heartache after experiencing rejection, Tina's fear of death knowing she'll die in childbirth, and of course Rahul's realisation of his love for Anjali, as well as pining for Tina. Favourite scene? This film has many memorable scenes, a varied range of comedic and emotional moments, but if I have to pick a favourite scene, it will have to be this one.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And
that's right, little Anjali's school presentation. In this scene, little Anjali has been asked to pick a topic at random and do an open discussion in the assembly. However, the topic she's picked is something she craves for.
Ma. I'm sorry.
Now, seeing that his daughter is distraught and is unable to continue, Rahul bravely steps into his daughter's aid. Not only do we get emotions from each of the principal characters, it sets the 3-part narrative structure perfectly in a simplistic tone, and ending the moment on a high note.
बस सब कुछ है, बस हमारे पास ही नहीं, लेकिन हमारे पास पापा हैं, और वो भी काफी अच्छे हैं. Can you give me a hug?
ओए नंबर 1 है जी, नंबर 1.
So you can see we are introduced to the problem. Will little Anjali ever receive a mother's love? Maybe her deceased mother's letter may be a glimmer of hope?
क्या तुम अपनी माँ का ये सपना पूरा करोगी?
Yeah, told you so. Final verdict. This film remains the most memorable and favourable by audiences around the world, and I'm proud to say I enjoyed it too. Karan Johar did a spectacular job directing this film, as the film itself changed the concept of love triangle films forever, as it breaks away from the usual cliché, i.e. there needs to be one or two characters to rival the main cast. We didn't see that in this film, as the other characters instead are shown to be sympathetic and supportive. Plus we even have powerful moments between the main cast, where there is no dialogue at all. Instead, their emotions and expressions speak for themselves and address to the audience exactly what they're feeling. And for that concept use, I also enjoyed those scenes too. I rate this film 5 out of 5 stars, and I highly recommend this movie to anyone, even non-Asian folks, and anyone who loves Bollywood films. If you have any comments, or if you want me to review a Bollywood film of your choice, put it in the comments below, or search my Facebook page. Anil Subrai and I'm the Globewood Critic. Until next time, aaj ke liye alvida mere desi loko.